Good day, learners. Welcome to Mathematical Literacy, Grade 11. And today we will do some final exam prep for Paper 2. And I am Miss Ninobert Vermeulen, who will be joining you. Now, let's quickly look at what we're going to do. We are quickly going to recap your taxonomy levels. Then we will look at question 1 type questions, onto question 2, then question 3, and then we will end with question 4. Remember, sometimes there will be a question 5, but it depends on the paper that was set, and then we will end with general tips for answering paper 2. Let's get to the taxonomy. Afterwards, we will look at the exam questions and points to remember. Now, when we say something is a level 1 question, that means it's something that you need to know. It can be definitions, it can be reading from tables, and it can be simple calculations. Then, level 2 is routine procedures in a familiar context. Remember that there's a list of familiar contexts that you need to go and look at so that you know what's going on. Level 3 is multi-step procedures, and that can be in familiar and unfamiliar contexts. And then the last one is where we end with level 4, some energy for the brain, where we need to reason and reflect. And that is your taxonomy levels. Now, when we look at question 1, remember question 1 is both measurements, maps and scale, and probability. Question 1. The diagram below shows the floor of a room with the dimensions and a scale of 1 to 100. So let's put the scale there for now. So the scale is 1 to 100. Study the diagram below and answer the questions that follow. Now, the first thing that you do is you check your units. The length, 210 centimeters, and the width, 100 centimeters. So, luckily, it's the same units. We can continue. There's no conversion needed. Determine the perimeter of the rectangular diagram in centimeters using the formula perimeter is 2 times length plus breadth. Please again pay attention. Your formula says 2 times length plus breadth and not multiply. So don't go and substitute that with a multiplication sign. And then pay attention to the instruction. They want the answer in centimeters. So if our unit wasn't something else, we had to convert first. So then the only thing we do is we substitute 2 times 210 plus 100. You punch it into your calculator, you get your answer, and please remember to show the unit, and that's going to be centimeters as your answer. Remember, today we won't do the questions, we will simply look at how to do it. Another one, during lockdown, which started on the 27th of March 2020, a 28-year-old Letabu baked a pizza for his family using the following recipe. So, first, there's the pizza dough, and they say it can make 2 pizzas with a diameter of 10 to 12 inches. Now, the moment we see inches, we know it's imperial, so there might be a conversion between imperial and metric. Remember, if we need to do such a conversion, the conversion factor will be given. Now, in the pizza dough, we've got warm water, we have got active dry yeast, we've got bread flour, virgin oil, salt, and sugar. And then they give us some conversions where they say 1 cup is to 250 milliliters and an inch is 2,54 centimeter. Now, what can the questions be? In which year was Letabo born? Now remember, they said he is 28 years old and he was 28 years old in 2020. So we'll take 2020 and you will deduct 28 to get to your answer. This is very simple. Convert the minimum diameter of the pizza to centimeters. So now we need to make sure that we choose the correct one. They say it's 10 to 12, so the minimum will be 10 inches. And we need to take it to centimeters. Now, if we look at the conversion factor, 1 inch equals 2,54 centimeters. We can see that the number of centimeters will be more, 2,54 times more than the inches. So therefore, we will say 10 times 2,54. Make sure you know where to multiply and where to divide. Letabo found the pizza recipe from a friend who is based in the USA. So he needs to convert the temperature in Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius. So the only thing that we need to do is we need to go and look at the formula given. Let's just write it so that we can see it properly. And then you substitute, the 105 will be substituted here. And then you will punch it exactly as it is into your calculator to get your answer. Determine how many grams is 1 cup of bread flour. So now we know that we need to use 3 3/4 of a cup, and that is the same as 490 grams. So we need to take this comparison and get to the number of grams. So we will take that, because they want 1 cup, we will take the 490 and divide it by 3,75. The next one. Mr. Dudley, a farmer, travels from his farm to the city once a week. The once a week is important. The distance from the city to his farm, another one, is 90 kilometers. And he plans to buy 4 boxes of tiles to replace some broken tiles in his kitchen. Can you see what we did is we highlighted the important information. Now they ask us, convert 90 kilometers to millimeters. Remember now, this is a metric conversion and they won't give you the conversion factor for that. So let me quickly give it to you and then you can solve it on your own. Remember, when it comes to length, we work in multiples of 10. So there is 10 millimeters in a centimeter, 100 centimeters in a meter, and 1,000 meters in a kilometer. This is different from mass. Mass is always 1,000. So now what's going to happen is we are at kilometers and we want to go to millimeters. So we are jumping. That is 1,000 and 100 and then 10. So we can see that we are working with 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. So our conversion factor is going to be 1,000,000. But now we need to decide, are we going to multiply or are we going to divide? If we keep in mind that 10 millimeters is 1 centimeter, going from centimeters to millimeters, your number is growing larger. Therefore, we are going to times, and this is the same situation, so we are going to multiply by 1,000,000. Make sure that you know this by heart, because that will make it for you much easier to do the question. Calculate the number of tiles packed in one box if the area of one tile is 0,36 meters squared and the tiles are sold at 1,44 meters squared per box. So now we'll just say the box divided by the area of the tile. And that will be your answer after you calculated it. Mr. Dudley takes 1,125 hours to travel to town. Convert this time into hours, minutes, and seconds. Now, I want to show you, or I want to speak about the button on your calculator. If you use a Casio, you will have a degree sign, a minutes, and a seconds. If you use a Sharp, it will say DMS. So if I want to convert it to minutes, hours, and seconds, I will simply say 1,125, and then I press that button, for example, the Casio's, and then it will give you an answer in degrees, minutes, and seconds. Then you take that. Remember, we're not supposed to show that signs, and then you can say it's hours, minutes, and seconds. So then you just rewrite it. If you don't understand this one because it went quite quick, go and ask your teacher. A last one. South Africans require the following tablets to boost their immune systems during winter. The pictures shown two types of prescriptions to use, namely vitamin C and zinc tablets. Now, the table of the essential vitamins adults need to consume daily is shown in the table. We can see the vitamin C is 1,000 milligrams. There is 60 tablets per bottle, and the price is R99.95. Your zinc is only 25 milligrams, but there's 120, so it's double the tablets, and the price is 131 Rand. And then, very importantly, because we always skip the notes, adults use 2 tablets daily per prescription. Go and familiarize yourself with all the information given in your question so that you know what to use. Let's look at a question. So there's our prescription. Calculate how many milligrams of zinc an adult takes per week. So now first we need to calculate the tablets per week. And that is going to be 2 tablets a day times 7 days a week. So it's 14. And then we go to the amount of milligrams. It is zinc, so we're choosing that one. So the milligrams will be 25 times 14. And then after calculating that, you will have your answer. Mr. Smith purchased the vitamin C tablets on the 28th of February, and he decided to use the medication as prescribed daily from the next day. Determine by which date you will need a refill of the vitamin C. Now remember, guys, we have got 60 tablets per bottle, and we're taking 2 tablets a day. Meaning in the bottle there is 30 days tablets to work with. The important thing is we count from the next day. So then we will start counting from 1 March for 30 days. And that is how you get your answer. Determine the total number of grams of zinc contained in the entire bottle of zinc. Now remember, that will simply be the quantity per tablet, there it is, times the number of tablets in the bottle, 120, and then by using your calculator, you will get the answer. Let's look at a last few questions on maps and scale. Now, this is a sea animal that is thought to have lived 85 million years ago, and his top speed is about 64 kilometers per hour. And this animal weighs 20 tons. Now, that is some of the information given to us. Then we also have a bar scale, which says on the page, the distance between the two lines there is the same as 1,9 meters in reality. Refer to the diagram below and identify the type of scale used. Now remember, we've got a number scale, we have a bar scale, and it can be in words. Now, because this is a graphic scale, the answer will be the bar scale. But it is important that you know all three so that you can choose the correct one. Rewrite the scale as a number scale. Remember, a number scale is always map to reality. We know the reality is 1,9 meters. And now you measure that part. Let's take an example of 3 centimeters. But now your left-hand side and your right-hand side has got different units. So first we're going to write map to reality, then we are going to convert. So it's going to be 3 is to 1,9 times 100 to get it into centimeters, and then it's the same units all round, and then you simplify so that it's a unit ratio. And that is how you will attempt a question like that. But I am sure, just like me, you need a break. Let's quickly take a break and we will be back just now.